This module has been created by the Michigan State University Center for International Business Education and Research. Section 1. Why do business in Southeast Asia? Upon completing this section, you should realize the benefits of doing business in Southeast Asia and know the hot industries that may provide business opportunities. Southeast Asia consists of many financially diversified countries. From Indonesia, with the highest GDP of 2.39 trillion US dollars in terms of purchasing power parity and a population of around 250 million, to East Timor, with the lowest GDP of 2.64 billion US dollars in terms of purchasing power parity and a population of 1.2 million. These countries have achieved a high degree of economic growth since the 1980s, powered by foreign investments and strong government support for exports. Because of their geographic proximity and close cultural ties, the countries in Southeast Asia have developed into an important economic entity which may provide huge opportunities for international business. This module will explore some basics of doing business in this region. Southeast Asia consists of thousands of islands and the Malay Peninsula. Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam lie entirely on the mainland, which has highland and lowland river valleys with fertile soil. These countries are all poor except for Thailand. The island countries of Southeast Asia include Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, the Philippines, East Timor, and Indonesia. Malaysia has rich mineral resources. Kuala Lumpur is its capital and a metropolitan area. Singapore is one of the world's busiest trading centers and one of the major financial markets in Asia. Brunei is rich in oil and natural gas. The Philippines is a Christian country with more than 80% of the population being Roman Catholic. Indonesia sits on more than 13,600 islands. It is the world's fourth most populous country and boasts the largest economy in Southeast Asia. The geographical location of Southeast Asia makes it a strategic place for trade between countries around the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. In 1967, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN for short, was founded by Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand to accelerate the economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the region. This is the first attempt to integrate the region's economies. Although the process is slow, the future seems prosperous. By 2003, ASEAN had created a unified free trade zone between its members. Considering the potential for GDP growth, Southeast Asia is one of the most attractive places for doing business. In addition, ASEAN also made major strides to improve regional integration with countries around the Asian Pacific Rim. However, Southeast Asian countries are diversified in terms of language, culture, and religion. Those differences may create obstacles for future development. As mentioned, the integration efforts of countries in Southeast Asia have created a regional free trade market. This regional group is one of the world's leading emerging markets according to the U.S. Department of Commerce. Although it is small in size and less impressive in overall economic achievement, it is larger, richer, and moving faster toward trade liberalization than either India or China. Additionally, the size of the population has created one of the biggest consumer markets in the world. As part of efforts to attract foreign direct investment, some ASEAN countries provide favorable investment conditions. For instance, Brunei allows 100% foreign equity ownership in high-technology manufacturing and export-oriented industries. Indonesia has dramatically reduced the processing time for the approval of foreign investments of less than 100 million US dollars. Singapore has reduced business costs and corporate income tax. Laos now provides some duty exemption for select capital goods. In addition to these individual actions, the member countries make considerable efforts to promote the area as a single investment region to provide more synergy for multinational companies. In Burma, the economic and human rights reforms of 2011 made the country's markets and vast resources available to foreign investors. The northern frontier of Vietnam, Laos, Burma, and Cambodia has just opened to the outside market, providing great potential for international business. In addition, the existing manufacturing bases of the region such as Thailand, Malaysia, and the Philippines are beginning to upgrade their facilities to move to higher value-added products. Furthermore, After the restrictions on the free flow of goods and people are removed, trade and investment between richer nations and poorer countries will also create huge markets for new technology, production equipment, telecommunications, and logistics services. Another advantage of doing business in Southeast Asia is the rich resources. Southeast Asia has a huge landmass that varies from mountainous areas to small islands. The special geographical characteristics of the region create a huge tourism market for visitors from all over the world. In addition, its tropical weather enables the area to produce tons of fruits and vegetables, a major export. The rich deposits of oil and gas also provide business opportunities. Besides tourism and agricultural development, another hot industry is information technology and equipment. This industry involves numerous business opportunities as the countries in Southeast Asia have ambitious plans to boost e-commerce. ASEAN is currently working towards the implementation of programs such as the ASEAN ICT Master Plan and the ASEAN Broadband Corridor, aiming to significantly increase the availability of broadband access in its member countries. While critics are skeptical that the 2015 deadline will be reached for these programs, the eventual improvement of information connectivity in the region will be extremely beneficial. The IT industry will create a huge market for international business. The integration of the regional economies requires greater transportation and communication capabilities to promote intra-ASEAN trade. These programs will stimulate related industries such as computer software and hardware, telecommunications equipment and devices, logistics services, and consulting services. Each of these areas will provide huge investment opportunities, especially considering the market size of Southeast Asia. By now, you should have a basic understanding of Southeast Asia and its attractiveness for international business, as well as knowledge of some hot industries that may provide opportunities for doing business in that area.